Alrighty, welcome to the podcast with Eric Bean and Jack Carlough. I am one of the hosts, Eric Bean.
And I'm the other host, Jack Carlough.
Okay, it's going all right, Jack. Just waiting for all these American team sports to come back, you know.
Yes, we got the news with baseball yesterday. It'll be like a 60-game season starting like last week of July. Excited for that. Basketball hopefully returning soon. I'm kind of concerned with. I know like Nicola got COVID today. A few other players have been tested positive, so I'm a little worried. I think they're aiming for like the end of July, but we'll see now with this recent spike.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be interesting just because everything's reopened now, and these leagues are basically gonna have to decide if they want to take an even bigger loss of money, just as far as their leagues are concerned. So, the MLB, basically the owners and the players couldn't come to an agreement. So I guess they did come to an agreement in March that if they couldn't come to an actual agreement, that the owners and Rob Manfred could implement a season, and just that happened. And now we're looking at a 60-game MLB season with full prorated salaries.
Wasn't like 104% or something prorated even?
Maybe I don't know the exact numbers on it, but that's great news for the players. And obviously, the players haven't been, or some of the players have been silent, but there have definitely been the vocal players like Trevor Bauer, obviously, and it seems that the players want to play, so Yep. So it's gonna be a very fun season. What are your thoughts on kind of how the season might play out?
I mean, 60 games. There's definitely got to be something taken off of whoever wins this whole thing in October, or I guess maybe November now. I mean, I think it pretty much opens the door up for any team to have a chance. Even like the Rockies are probably projected to finish like 4th or 5th in the NL West and maybe like find a way to sneak into the playoffs. And then you never know once you get into the playoffs. I hate that they're bringing in the DH in the NL. Very against the DH. I hate the DH, but I guess it makes sense if it's for health and safety protocols, which I don't know. I don't really understand the reasoning behind that, but I mean, I don't know. It's not true to the game, I think.
Yeah, it's not true to the NL game, and plus these teams, when they roster build, they don't plan for there to be a DH in the NL. Of course, they have their select number of interleague games each year, but like, who's the Rockies DH gonna be? Raimel Tapia?
It's a good discussion. I was thinking, I like Murphy DHing, and then put McMahon at first, and then Rogers, Hampson, second base. I think that would be the best way to go. I bet Charlie Blackmon will probably DH a little bit. Maybe throw Hampson in the outfield for some games. The other Rockies aren't like super deep this year. I mean, we got Walters behind the plate. We brought Butera back too. He could DH maybe a little, but I'd rather have Murphy there. What do you think?
I think this plays out in the Rockies' favor, honestly. The Rockies have always been a type of streaky team, I feel like, and you have players like Charlie Blackmon, and Nolan Arenado to an extent, but we definitely have players that have very vastly different home-road splits. I think in a shortened season, hitters getting to hit at Coors Field will definitely help. And if they can get, like, you know how the Rockies are, they'll have that one little streak each season where they play super well, and you can't really tell if it's like a barometer of how good the team actually is. But they could make a run at this thing, I think.
I think so. Yeah, as long as they don't run into the other end of the streak where we lose like 10 games in a row. Um, Hopefully we avoid that this year. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be interesting though. And it'll be interesting to see like what the schedule will look like exactly in
Yeah.
60 games. I'm assuming that they'll do like, obviously like majority within your division again. I don't even know if they'll do interleague play this year. Has that been? They talked about that in the protocol.
I haven't seen anything official yet.
I would probably
But
just get rid of interleague play. I mean, for this year at least, just to limit exposure to like different teams and stuff.
they might. Yeah, that may be a route they go. I mean, I was thinking that you'd probably have a home and an away series against each of your divisional opponents, then play all the other NL teams in one series, and that would leave around like 6, 7 games left, probably six
Yeah.
games, and
You gotta
then
limit travel as much as possible though too. I think.
yeah, and I
Gotta
think
do like any long homestands.
yeah,
However,
I think
figures
they're
out.
gonna be long home stands.
Just
I,
do like 30 games at home and then 30 games. Well, then you still have to travel.
you
I
can't
guess.
do that.
No.
I don't think. Just be
Uh,
impossible just because everyone has to play each other. But it's an
I'm a
interesting idea,
proponent.
though.
Yeah. I'm a proponent of just playing all the games in like Arizona at the spring training complexes. Like I don't really, if there's not going to be fans, of course, feel like there doesn't need to be games. Or obviously, I'd love to see it again, but like, might as well do like what the NBA is doing if there's not going to be fans. And then like, you don't have to worry about travel. Like, obviously they fly in like private planes, but like still, I don't know. I'd rather just keep it in like one area. But we'll see.
Yeah, the thing that's just frustrated me through hearing about all just the American sports leagues is that you have all these soccer leagues in Europe that have been able to start up. And I think it's due in part to the fact that their countries have maybe done better in handling the coronavirus. I mean, I watched a New Zealand rugby match on Saturday night, and I'm like, those are fans in the stands.
Oh, they really did. Yeah. Was it like, were they socially distanced or
No,
really it was just like back to normal?
yeah. New Zealand has been lauded for the job they've done.
Yeah.
I think they have some new cases there just because of travel and stuff, but like they're able to quarantine people right away if they travel and they have it. But it was just crazy to see.
Yeah.
So
America's still a little behind, but
yeah, it's just gonna be a matter of getting a vaccine.
well, yeah, it'll be a while on that. But we won't get into that too much, I guess.
Okay.
Of course. I mean, yeah, obviously it's a topic of discussion, but like, yeah, well, it's just a waiting game still right now.
Yeah.
I like what the NBA did though with just putting everyone in like Orlando and the Disney Resort. I think that was a good idea. Um, Basketball's such like a physical game though too. Like one person gets it, like everyone's gonna get it, you know.
Yeah.
And then you got players like Nikola Jokic who like went back to like their home countries during the break, and then I don't know, it raises a lot of question marks there.
Yep.
But the
And
players like yeah,
now,
except they're the players before.
yeah, Jokic. The news came out today from a source that he tested positive for coronavirus. Obviously,
Really?
really,
That's not why he lost all that weight.
you think it's because he lost all that weight?
Hopefully that's not COVID related. I'm sure it's not.
It's not.
Okay, I know. But yeah, good for Nicola though for taking advantage of this layoff to like. I mean, I think that'll improve his game. I mean, he might lose a couple of rebounds, but I think overall, it'll let him play more minutes, and he always just looks gassed like after every game. I think this will help him get a few pounds off.
Yeah, I'm really excited to watch him play. Hopefully we end up getting to. It looks that way right now, but we'll see. And then him and Jamal and the whole crew kind of getting back together. Um,
They're practicing now, right? I think they got tested. Their whole team got tested yesterday, and then
yeah,
they're beginning practices like this week or next.
yeah, something like that. But yeah, I think the restart will help the Nuggets. I don't know. Some people may be skeptical about their chances in a series between the Lakers or the Clippers, but I think the Nuggets not having that pressure of fans there because they're still a really young team. I think you saw it in the playoffs last year. They even though they won a series, they let the whole thing get to them, and it
Yeah,
resulted in us losing to a Portland team. In my opinion, we should not have lost to.
yeah. We were up late in that game seven too, and then was it McCollum
Yeah,
or got hot?
yeah,
But I mean, we are going to lose the altitude advantage.
yeah,
That's something I'm scared about. Um, Nuggets have always played way better at home, as have basically every NBA team. But I think particularly with the altitude, we have that extra layer of an advantage. Um, we'll see what it's like in Florida when it's this even playing field for everybody. Um, yeah, but I'm still high on them.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
same with the Avalanche too.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think against the Clippers we'd have a chance. I don't know about the Lakers though.
Yeah,
Um, I
we beat
think
them once.
was that.
Did we beat the Lakers once this year?
Yeah, but they didn't have LeBron that game.
Oh yeah, that's a good. Yep, that's true.
Yeah, I remember the game in February where we took them to overtime and then we
Yeah,
lost. And
it's better days though.
yeah,
I'll take the Nuggets, even if we get swept. Like I just want basketball.
yeah,
Right? I'm cool if we just
yeah.
did anything. I don't care about the results. Uh, well, I mean a little bit, but like I just really miss sports and sick of watching old reruns of like 1995, like American League Championship Series games on MLB Network, stuff like that. I don't know. It is interesting to see. Like, have you been watching any of those games on like ESPN or any of the major networks?
I'd say I watched some of the NBA stuff on ESPN, of course NFL replays on NFL Network. They had like the Indians against the Braves on Fox today from 1995, Fox
I watched.
Sports 1. Yeah, and yeah, I don't know. And then you talk. I don't know. Like I just got a conversation. I was like, well, the Indians lost this one, and then the guy was like, explained to me he's a Cubs fan, so of course he was like, well, the Indians lost to the Cubs in 2016. I'm like, I know that. I'm saying that they royally blew that series because they were up 3-1.
Yes, and they were up. Yeah, I watched this game a couple weeks ago too. Yeah, with the Rajai Davis home run. I think that tied the game, but yeah,
Yeah,
still the Indians had a good chance. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's cool to just like look back at like the past 30 years and be like, oh, I had no idea that guy played for that team, or it's weird seeing teams like playing in their old ballparks, and I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting.
yeah,
I think it's a good chance for like sports people, like sports nerds, to kind of get a glimpse back into the past.
yeah. I mean, like it's just crazy to think about like how just 5 years ago the Broncos still had Peyton Manning, and it's already been that long, and
Yeah,
we were basically the one of the most talked about teams in the NFL, and that kind of went away,
yeah,
obviously with the team
fast.
regressing.
Yeah,
Um, and then yeah, just with the NBA and watching these games from LeBron James's legacy, a bit of Michael Jordan too, and it seems like during that Michael Jordan documentary stage that we were in a month ago or whenever that ended.
yeah.
That's all anyone wanted to talk about was how MJ was the GOAT. Um,
So
Was that?
I'll still talk about that. That was an amazing documentary.
Yeah, I still haven't watched it yet.
Oh my god. Oh, it's the greatest, greatest thing I've ever
Well,
seen.
well, I haven't watched that, and I haven't watched Tiger King.
I
I
haven't watched Tiger.
Yeah, I haven't watched Tiger King. Apparently,
I'll
everyone's supposed to have watched Tiger King by now.
overrate. Sure. Stick to NBA. If you're a sports guy, you gotta watch it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot of TV watching the past couple months, but we're kind of like slowly getting out of this, but now it seems like, I don't know, we're kind of getting locked in again. Locked inside again, at least. We'll see, though.
I don't know. I don't know. At least for the summer, I do not know.
Yeah.
But
I've been coaching baseball, and then, like, it's pretty much back to normal for at least, like, high school club teams and stuff. Like, it was, like, a same, like, tournament vibe, and,
yeah,
like, the only thing that was different was, like, you wouldn't shake the other team's hand at the end of the game. Like, there's not really a whole lot you can do
yeah.
to act the difference.
No, it's definitely interesting to think about. I mean, I go out, I work 5 days a week usually, and I think because of that, I'm more comfortable going out. And some people who haven't been doing that aren't, and I think rightly so they aren't. But it's
Yeah.
just thinking about how exactly these sports leagues are supposed to come back, and even like in the case of of Colorado Buffaloes football, like I just don't know how athletes can be in the same setting with tons of other students and the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, but I don't know if you want to get too much into that, but
Well, I know they resumed workouts like a week ago. Was it like June 15th or something? I
yeah.
think that when athletes were back.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rick George sent out something. It was like, was it a third or 2/3 of their athletes are back? I forget.
It's
But
a lot.
yeah, it was a decent amount. Um, I mean, you gotta take advantage of like CU's really good facilities, at least in my opinion. I think, and I don't know, a lot of players probably don't want to keep working out in their basement with like 2 dumbbells, and you gotta get ready for the season at one point too. It'll be interesting to see what like summer ball looks like. I know Carl Durrell has been doing like a lot of Zoom meetings, and yeah, that's super high in the buffs. With this is just going to hurt them, I think, a lot more than other teams with bringing in a new head coach at the same time. But yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're supposed to go back there in August, and I don't know. It's just gonna be really interesting to see what happens with
Yeah,
all
I
these
mean,
people in such a public setting in just 2 months, basically.
no one's gonna comply with the masks at all time rule. There's just no way. I mean, this is what everyone. Yeah, you like start wearing a mask, and then like it gets hard to breathe like 5 minutes later, and then you take it off. I feel like that's what's gonna happen in August.
Yeah, I mean, at like my job, I have to wear a mask all the time, and then there there are like people that the mask orders recommended. You can't like force someone to wear a mask, so there's still people inside without any mask. And people sing at the same tables as each other, which I try to avoid at least at work. But
Yeah, I'm not eating at any restaurant anytime soon though. I'm cool with getting takeout.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we
I
just got a beer tonight, so I'm cool with that.
was that
I just got a pizza, like a takeout pizza. Everything's takeout right now.
okay.
There's no reason to. I mean, just sit at your home.
Yeah, yeah. So, the NHL put out their final list of 6 hub cities today, I believe, and
Okay.
and
Well,
they're saying that Vegas is probably one of the favorites, and then one of the Canadian cities between Edmonton, Vancouver, Toronto might get the second hub spot,
I would
which
just put it in the smallest city probably.
which is, yeah, it's gonna be crazy to see because it's like Canada has different rules than the United States as far as quarantining people, but they actually did give the NHL clearance to kind of police their own quarantine. But
Yeah,
it's
still
still
do anything
yeah. So
for the pandemic.
yeah, hopefully they're able to come back, and their playoff is pretty good. I like the way they set it up. They're gonna let 24 teams in, which may be a bit much, but I think there are teams. I think the lower seeds are actually much closer to the other what would usually be lower seeds.
Yeah,
Um, but
I've never been a big fan of expanded playoffs though.
I think that, yeah, I still think the system favors the higher seeds
Yeah,
because
yeah,
like you could have let them not play at all and be super rusty, but instead you're gonna have them play for seeding, so that gives them at least 3 games.
yeah.
Which, I mean, great gains the chance for injury, but as a fan, that's just gonna be really interesting and fun to watch.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it
so
makes sense for this year though.
yeah, so I think that the Avs have a shot at this thing
Yeah.
once they come back. I mean, McKinnon, just their offense is there. Their defense is very versatile. Goalie is always going to be interesting to see with Grubauer. Um, he's seemed to be a bit more consistent this year. In front, Francois has been a solid 2 option. If we have to go to that. Um, and then, yeah, I think we're right there with St. Louis and all the other teams as far as the Western Conference. And then the Eastern Conference, they obviously have some juggernauts there. But I think these lower seeded teams, like in the Eastern Conference with Montreal and the New York Rangers, they have experienced goalies, and if a goalie gets hot, then they could kind of like be a lower seed that advances far into the tournament. Even though my personal preference would be for none of the lower seeds to win the cup, but
I think it just it devalues the regular season. I think that was my point on that. Like the NBA, like 16 teams out of 30 make it, so it's like I don't know. I'm more on. I get that it makes more money for each team, but I mean, I don't know. Having more than half the teams make the playoffs seems a bit much. I think the NFL does a good job. They only have like 12. I guess it's 14 now, right? Next year.
yeah, 14 starting this season. Yep,
Yeah. Baseball's at like
10.
5, 10. Baseball's the lowest then out of all the.
Yep.
I like that though. It's like such a long season, and it actually like gives players like more incentive, I guess. But I guess having that extra wild card, it does keep teams in the hunt for longer. Um, Obviously, this is different with the NHL though, just with the pandemic and everything. I think the Avs are a 2 seed, right? So
Yeah, we're like the second. So we finished second, but we could get anywhere from 1 to 4 based on how we play in like the 3 round robin games, which we're gonna play Vegas, St. Louis, and Dallas each once. So
yeah, up cities in Vegas, hopefully. I mean, there won't be fans there, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's still nice to play in your hometown. Um, we'll see though. Yeah, I'm excited to start watching that again.
yeah,
Gives something more to do. I think the 2 seed. I guess it's different right now, but like we're talking about, like with the Avs, like the 2 seed is like almost better than like having the 1 seed, so you don't have all that added pressure on you.
yeah. But then you don't get the last line change in the conference finals, though.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, always been a big fan of like 2 seeds. Like they're like kind of sneaky, but like kind of not, I guess.
The Chiefs were a 2 seed.
Yeah,
And the Patriots were a 2 seed the season before, so I wasn't happy with either of those results, but okay, I guess.
yeah. Broncos were a 1 seed in 2015, 2016.
Yep,
right?
Broncos, when those 4 years we made it with Manning, we were the 1 seed in 2012, 2013, 2015, and then 2014 we were the 2 seed.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. And they delivered at least 1 year.
At least 1 year. At least we got one. We should have gotten more, but that's just me being a greedy homer, so.
Makes a big difference. I mean, the Rockies always seem to sneak into like that wild card or second wild card the past couple years for 2017, 2018, and yeah, it's just that extra stress of the wild card game that I don't know, it's scary. I'd much rather have the 1 seed.
Yeah, I don't know. Once we won that wild card game, it just seemed like I don't know. Just seemed like we weren't prepared after that.
No, we were not. we were hot too at the same time. But I don't know. I don't want to think about that right now.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, it's definitely gonna be. I mean, with the Nuggets right now, we're the 3 seed. Like, none of the teams below us really, like, scare me. I think we can be evenly matched with any of them.
We'd be playing the seed then.
Was that?
We'd be playing the 6 seed.
Yeah.
Who's the 6 seed right now?
I think it would be the Houston Rockets.
Ugh. We always struggle against the Rockets, though. I don't know.
I don't know. I'd still take us in that series.
We never play well in Houston.
Yeah, that doesn't matter now.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Forgot. Double check that, though. Standings have been the same for like the past 4 months.
Yeah, 3.5.
Yeah, it would be Houston.
Yeah.
And Dallas and Memphis are the 7 and 8 seed.
Yeah.
I'll take Dallas or Memphis any day.
Yeah.
Or even OKC, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that. I guess Houston's kind of close in the standings to where, like, us, Utah, OKC, and, like, between us, the Jazz, and the Thunder were. It just seemed like there's more of a. I don't know. Like, not saying that Westbrook and Harden aren't team players, but they are the stars of the show in a case, and
they're 2 guys that can get hot in
yeah,
a hurry, I think.
Yeah, that is true.
Beat a team in a short series.
Yeah,
that's just what scares me. The Nuggets don't really have that one guy who like can go off for like 50 points or. I mean, we've seen glimpses of it with like Murray and Jokic, but they're more of a team-oriented. Like,
yeah,
you don't have that, immediate scorer kind of guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what scares me about that. I guess there might be a better like regular season team than a playoff team right now, at least. We'll see though with the new Nikola Jokic. Yeah, maybe he'll have some more buckets in him.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there anything else you wanted to add?
Just excited. I think we're down to the final stretch of anticipation for sports. Hopefully, people continue to stay smart and stop partying on the hill. It's good. Yeah. Do you have any last thoughts too?
Yeah, just that Bayern Munich won the Bundesliga. Just I'd throw that in there for all you soccer fans.
You tweeted about that, right? I think I saw a tweet.
I think I retweeted something about that. Yeah. But
they've won it like 7 years in a row or something like
eight
that.
8 years in a row now. Yep. They have their DFB Pokal final against Bayer Leverkusen on July 4th. And then Champions League is going to be in August, so it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see how that goes with the layoff and all the other leagues finishing up in July. So
I know the Rapids are. They started practicing like a week ago.
yeah, MLS starts back up on July 8th.
Okay. Yeah.
So
That's one of the earlier ones, which is surprising. I
yeah,
guess somewhat socially distanced sport, but not all the time. Not as much as
yeah,
like baseball, I think.
yeah,
Yeah. Excited though.
yeah,
Well, thanks, Eric.
yep,
Great podcast.
yeah. Thanks, Jack. Hope you'll listen again.